Hey everybody, it's Strict9 with Strict9 GP. Welcome back to another episode of my Out of the Park 22 playthrough with the San Francisco Giants. We're finishing up this 2024 season, which is my fourth season with this team. We're right at September 1st, so just had the call-ups, which are kind of limited to just a couple at this point. But I'm going to try to get through the season with a winning record. At this point, that looks to be our goal. I don't think the playoffs are going to happen for us. If you look at the standings now, we're close, but I just feel like we've lost a key player down the stretch, and we're not playing as strong. So, we could make it, but I think we're going to have some luck on our side to make it. But we're at 67 and 63, still competitive. We're just not going to catch the Dodgers, but within the division, considering in that National League West, there's 4 teams above 500. Considering that we're one of them, I think that's pretty good. If I look at the manager's office, some players have developed, some maybe taking a step back. Luciano, for instance, is developing, but he's not getting to where I think he needs to be offensively. Abram as a starting pitcher, this guy's just 24. He was injured earlier in the year, and he has come off the IL just looking really incredible. His movement is right now at 80, which is the max for my scout. I don't see too many pitchers. That's one of the things I liked about Trinan, who kind of busted for us, but you don't see too many pitchers rated that high in movement, in my experience. So that's pretty positive. He's not getting the wins because of the way we're playing, but 21 starts, 2.59 ERA, just 4 home runs. That's where that movement comes in. You add that to the park factor, and he's not going to give up a whole lot of home runs. He's probably going to be one of the better pitchers in the league for that if those ratings continue developing. So I'm happy with that. And honestly, the pickups that I made last season, I think they helped us. If we take a look at a couple things here before we start simming out the year. First off, we'll look at the team stats. So we did lose, like I said, we lost a key player in August, and that was Marcus Semien, who had struggled starting out the year, and then around July, August, he started playing a lot better, and I think it was showing in the way we were playing as a team. And then he got injured, and since he got injured, we haven't been playing as well. So I think he was starting to be valuable for this team. But looking at the records, I mean, our home record is now not as good as it was at the start of the season, but we're winning at home, where last year we were losing at home by quite a bit. We're competitive against left-handed pitchers, 26 and 21. So all those right-handed bats, I think that I picked up helped us. We're seeing a lot of one-run games, and we're 29 and 27 in one-run games, 10 and 8 in extra inning games. It is a tale of two teams, though. I think still a lot of it has to do with the ballpark, but you can see our offense, we're near the bottom in every category. Still need to find a way to pick up some offense for this team. But pitching is just solid all up and down the line, except for strikeouts, and we're not really picking up a lot of power pitchers. Abram was a good example. I don't think he's going to be a high strikeout pitcher, but everything else we're looking really good in. Defensively, zone rating, those are high. I think if I looked at the expanded standings just to see kind of what our expected win-loss should be. We're playing a little bit better, I guess, than the expected record, but that's okay. Actually, it's good that we're doing that, but it kind of tells me we've still got to pick up some players, right? One of the things that a viewer commented on, the trading deadline. I didn't really get a whole lot of trades in the works. I think I just have a lot of doubts when it comes to trading for this team, because if they're not fitting specifically to that, um, ratings profile that I'm kind of looking for, which is a right-handed bat with good power and high on-base percentage. I don't know that they're going to bring any value to us, and I didn't see too much of that. I did pick up, though, a couple of right-handed bats, and one I think helped us. One didn't really help us, and the one that helped us was Ryan McKenna. He's a good defensive outfielder, plays all three positions, got good speed, and he's a right-handed bat with pretty good eye and discipline. Not to 60 or 65, which I would have liked to seen, but he's got good ratings against both lefties and righties. Since he joined us, yeah, he hasn't been great, but we needed him because at the time Dubon was our guy in the outfield, and he couldn't really play right. He's not profiled to play right field, and he was having just a terrible year, and he's probably going to be somebody that I look to move after this year. His contract gives him like $3.5 million in arbitration. If you look at what he did the first year I took over this team in 2021, I mean, he was primarily the starter at center field. He had a respectable season, and then he struggled in 2022, but doing a lot of platoon duties in 2023, he had a good season. So I don't know what to make of this guy. He can play multiple positions. I like the fact that he can play shortstop as well as center, but he's just really struggled. So picking up McKenna, who's a guy at 27 who is not yet eligible for arbitration, I'm hoping that that'll be good protection if Dubon goes away, and we might have a couple guys in the minors coming up next year. In terms of individually what people are doing, I mean, Luciano is again starting to develop a little bit. I know his ratings are on pace to be above average. He's going to hopefully meet his potential with eye and discipline and contact and power, so that would be good. He's at 16 home runs now, on pace for 20. The strikeouts are a problem, but again, as long as he gets the home runs and walks, he's on pace for 76 walks. I'm fine with that. Miyazaki, he cooled off quite a bit. He's now hitting 288. He still had a solid year for us, but he was like, he was, I think, player of the month for April. He was or batter of the month for April. He was looking tremendous there, and then he started to come back to earth. August he hit 212, and that seems to be about right. And then Profar, I know I signed him for a couple more years with the player option after this year, but again, he's a guy who's just almost to what I was hoping to get from him. He's just under on the ops plus. He's been hitting better of late, so maybe he'll have a good September. If you look at, July was tough, but June was good, August was good. When we were winning, he was contributing, so I like that. I think he and all the moves I made, but primarily him and Simeon were decent moves for me. I think they helped turn us into a winning team so far, but he's not putting up the year that he had last year at San Diego. So I just hope he has a good, strong finish. On the pitching side, there's not much you can say too bad about it, because these are, for the most part, this is a fairly mediocre staff, and they're just performing. I think, again, it has to do with that park and maybe, just the type pitchers I picked up. But one of the things that is kind of cool, there's no pitcher on the staff right now with a negative WAR, and that can be kind of hard to do. I know in some other some other playthroughs I'm running right now, you're always going to have that one pitcher who struggles and his numbers just look bad, or he goes through a bad stretch and they turn really negative. But this team, they're fairly consistent on the pitching staff. I did move Gonsolin out of that rotation when Clevenger came off the IL, and I think that's probably where he deserves to be. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He's got another year of arbitration, but I'm just really happy with the way things are going with the pitching. And Santos is a guy who I was hoping to develop, and his ratings aren't developing, but man, the numbers he's putting out there are really good. They're solid. He's a potential 3 wins above replacement pitcher at 25 with these ratings. I guess that's what you can get with San Francisco in this game anyway, and out of the park 22 with the ratings, the ballpark factor. And it just makes me feel like I don't really have to put a whole lot of money into pitching. And it might be, if the right pitcher does come along, it wouldn't hurt. I'm not saying that it's not a good idea to go for, an ace to have on your staff, because that's, it's going to be great when playoffs come around, for instance. So eventually I plan on getting some good pitchers if these pitchers, unless these pitchers here develop like Abram becomes an ace. But, I can ride it out with this pitching staff. That's what's kind of crazy to me. I've never had a playthrough in out of the park, certainly not the more recent ones where pitching was this kind of easy to put together and compete with. So that's how we're looking. I think I'm just going to go ahead and finish out the season. We're going to be finishing out a series here with Arizona, and then we're going to be Philadelphia at home. Philadelphia struggling this year, so hopefully they'll be a good matchup for us. So let's just get it running so we can finish out the season. And by the way, Simeon, he's not going to come back either. He's gone for the season. And we start out winning here 4-1. Devers, 2 RBIs. He may have had a home run here. I didn't mention Hernandez. His numbers aren't that great, but I still love the guy, being able to put him in different positions. And then Clevenger picks up his 8th win, so he's got a good chance of getting double digits in wins here. And players of the week, Conforto, Seager. One of our guys in San Jose was player of the week. And power rankings, last year, if you remember, we were hovering down here around the bottom almost the whole season. We've been top 10 at times, top 5 or 6 even here and there, but we're at 17th currently. So getting this series going with Philadelphia, we'll win the first one 5-2. Profar a couple hits. Luciano, a small injury, but he had a couple RBIs here. Ramos has moved back into the starting lineup. Once I lost Simeon, I put Profar at second. And, long term, he might be the guy to go with at right field. It's just I don't like the fact that he's going to strike out a lot and not give you a lot of walks. So I don't know if he'll be, for me, I don't know if he'll be a long-term solution. But we got Sheffield picking up a win here. So Game 3, this is a 4-game series. Game 3, we win 5-2 again. Luciano, 3 hits. Schmidt did not get the win, but 5 pretty strong innings. Elledge his 30th save. Elledge has really turned into the closer that OSA thinks he's going to be, but my scout's still not sold on him too much. So let's finish this series. Can we sweep them? We don't. We lose 4-8. Arteaga guy I'm taking a look at from Double A. He's probably I think he's one of my better prospects in terms of does he really have a good shot at making the starting lineup. He's got good speed and defense at short. He's a right-handed bat, and potentially good contact and eye, and I think he's going to fit in eventually. I think he's got a chance to start, but if nothing else, I think he's going to be a bench player. So it looks like Santos, was he injured? No, but 4 1/3, didn't give up any runs, but Frisbee was hit hard, and Presley hit hard here. So now we're going to go up against Colorado on the road. Always my nightmare situation. Noah Syndergaard injured there in the Mets for 4 weeks. Corbin Burns still looking pretty good. So Colorado 49-85. So they're struggling, but 2-3 we lose the first game. So we start this week off good. Now we're losing. Abram, 5 innings, gave up 3 here. Game 2 we win 10-7, but it took us 14 innings. A lot of multiple hits from some people here. Luciano got his average up above 250 now. Joey Bart, 3 for 7, drove in 4. He's kind of struggled, took a step back this year. Clevenger hit really hard, but the bullpen held together and got us the win. Game 3, can we win? No, 4-5. And now Joey Bart's going to be injured. Broken collarbone, out for 6 weeks. Man, ratings-wise, I think catching, they're about equal, Bailey and Bart, but I would rather have Bart really down the stretch. Sheffield put up a good performance here. Elledge, though, blew it in the bullpen. So now we're in trouble here once again. So Bart is gone. You can see what he did. 4-star rated catcher, really. Captain. Just not putting up one of his better years. And backup catching, I can go with Trump. Yeah, he's not too bad. So what I'll do is I got to put Bart on the IL, and then I'll bring up Trump, who has backed up before on this team. I think Bailey's going to be the one to start, and then Trump. I'll put him in there like every 6 games again, like I had with Bailey and. Whoa, that wasn't right. Man, sometimes I do that. I don't know what happens, but so that should work. Hopefully that won't be too big of a hit to us down the stretch. So we picked up one game maybe. We're 71-66. Players of the week went to Seager again. Man, he's finishing strong. Rankings, we are 18th, so we did drop a little bit. We are now tied with Arizona, still 1.5 games back in that wild card. And yeah, we've gone 4-6 here in the last 10, so it'd be nice to get back to winning. But St. Louis on the road for 4, that's not the way you start it. So game 1, we lose 3-4. Devers, a couple hits and a couple RBIs, but Schmidt, not a great outing from him. Game 2, we lose 2-3. So we're losing these close games. Our pitching's keeping it in there for us, even on the road. Santos, 6 innings, 3 runs. So he's still looking good. He just can't get a lucky break. Game 3, we lose 4-5. Man, that's the deal. That's some bad luck right there. 3 one-run losses on the road. Profar, Devers had a couple of hits. Abram, good start from him. 8 innings, just 2 runs. Elledge once again blows it in that bullpen. So we got a real big possibility of struggling to stay above 500 now. Game 4, we win 7-2. That was huge because, man, we would have been 1 game above 500. So we got Profar, good game, 2 for 5, drove in 2. Devers, 3 for 5. Bailey drove in 3 in this game. Clevenger may have been injured, but it's just for one day, so that's good. Bullpen again looked good for us in this one, thankfully. Now we got San Diego at home for 3. Game 1 we lose 10-3, and Marco Luciano is going to be injured with a moderate injury. Whew. I think I need his bat too much. I'm gonna risk it. I know we're not gonna make the playoffs. That's probably a maybe too big of a risk. But I just feel like we got to finish strong here. And what do we got in the news? Oh, they're just talking about the Luciano injury for the primary Giants news. If I look at the lineups, I mean, Blankenhorn, I can put him in there starting at first, let's say every 3 games, and see if that helps him. Same with Cooper, at least for this next couple weeks. So game 2 against San Diego, we win 3-1. Profar a couple hits. His average is, back up to 240. Be nice to see him finish maybe 250 and above. Elledge got the save in this one. And then final game, we lose 3-1. So yeah, I think we're kind of coming down to earth. We just don't have the offense. Santos, 4 innings, 2 runs. He took the loss here. Now we're going to be playing Los Angeles, who we've played pretty well against this season, but that's a tough schedule really down the stretch. We're still at 18th, but 4.5 games now out of the wild card. I think that one's slipping away from us. 18 games left. I think that we would have to. I think we'd have to win like 12 or so, and I don't think we're going to do it. So we lose the first game 2-1 against L.A. Abram, not his greatest outing, 5 walks in 6 innings, but again, the offense is just not there for this team. We lose 5-7. When we do run, as it always goes, you score 5 and you lose. Devers had 3 hits here. Luciano down to 1 week recovery time. Clevenger, bad outing from him. And we're at 500. Eke out a win in extra innings to stay a game above 500, 74 and 73. Luciano's still hitting, even though he's injured. Devers getting his average close to 300. That would be a good finish. Sheffield strong, but didn't get the win. Elledge blew his save. That's his 8th blown save, and that's the thing with him. I really want a better closer. That's a lot of blown saves for me. I think that's probably almost 20%. Let me look and see what that is. If you look at blown saves, it's like over 20%, of his save opportunities. So that's not reliable enough. I mean, that's literally, you get 3 or 4 of those and we're back in contention in the playoffs. So that's huge to me. Now we're going to go up against Chicago for 3 on the road. And how are they doing? They are 81 and 66, so they're one of the best teams. And then we got Arizona on the road. I'm thinking 500 is going to slip away from us here, but we do win on the first one 2-1. Schmidt, strong outing from him. Elledge did get the save here. Game 2, we lose 2-3. Couple hits from Profar and Devers. Santos, not bad. They didn't give us a lot of innings, but just 1 run. And then game 3, we lose 3-4, so we're at 500. Elledge again, another blown save. I'm going to move him out of there because it's just that's just too much. And then I'm going to put Presley in as closer for the rest of the year. So hopefully the AI will pick that up quick enough. and that really just came out of nowhere. Honestly, I think that just happened really this month with Elledge, because he was when we were winning. I mean, he was really part of the reason we were winning. So, gosh, 15K game for one of our prospects at Double A, but he's not a big prospect. I guess he just had a great game there. Carlos Correa out for the year. Players of the Week, Rosarina, Matt Olson. So we are down there now in the 20s close. We're 19th in power rankings. I think we're going to have a hard time, like I say, finishing out and getting 400. Or getting above 500. Arizona, Los Angeles on the road for the next 7. Game 1, we win 4-2 in extra innings. Ramos took a couple hits. Pitching, Clevenger was okay, but it took the bullpen to pull this one out. Game 2, we lose 9-10. Devers, good game from him. Pitching, Sheffield, starting pitching was good. It was the bullpen. Vargas is a guy I called up just to give him a look, because I thought, he might have a decent future. He's just a 2-pitch pitcher, but he might, make it as a setup guy. But he's really tanking as well. I want to look too and see if, Luciano is now healthy, so I'm going to move out this platoon situation, give him the starts the rest of the year. We managed to win this series against Arizona. Good hitting there, top of the lineup. 2 hits from Miyazaki, Profar, Devers. Pitching, Schmidt, his 9th win. Vargas got the save. I don't know why he's getting all the save opportunities here. A lot of news. Let's see what's going on. Christian Paquet, good defensive center fielder, but he's probably going to be one of the better defensive center fielders in this game right now. So we're not technically out of the playoffs, but we are way down here, 5 games out of the wild card. And we got Los Angeles on the road. They've already clinched, so maybe they'll be relaxed. We lose the first one 5-1. Santos took the loss. Game 2, 5-1. Ben Abram injured here. He's not going to be able to pitch for a week. And then game 3, 1-5, 5-1 in all 3 of those games. I tell you, man, I don't know what to do offensively, but I'm just going to have to put a lot of money into something this offseason to get us anybody who can hit. I mean, that's crazy. I think we're probably now, I would be willing to bet, last in most every category. Yeah. So we're 15th in average. I mean, it's just terrible. Our record on the road has taken a dive this month. We're 10-16. I do think we're missing Simeon, as mediocre as some of his ratings look. I really do think we're missing the guy. Taking a look at player development, Clevenger's gone down. Now I thought it was a player option, so he's going to be back next year. He's not going to be really effective if these ratings are true. And the rest of these are all in the minors, but yeah, if you guys are picking up some ratings, so that's good. September's best hitters, Bo Bichette in the American League, Acuna Jr., he's having a great year. This guy put up such incredible numbers on a Phillies playthrough I've had. He's really put up all-time great numbers in home run. He was past Bonds for the home runs. He was second all-time runs scored. He finished, I think, 3,500 hits. Monster numbers for him in that playthrough. Pitchers of the month, Flaherty and Dieneberg, and then rookies, Bradley, Dieneberg. We did have Billy Garrity at Double A, not a big prospect, and Ty Floyd, who has some upside. He was pitcher of the month at San Jose. So San Diego, Cincinnati at home. to close. Yeah, this is going to close out the season. We win the first one 5-1. Sheffield picks up his 8th win. Looks solid in this one. Excuse me. Game 2, we win 2-0. Gets us back to 500. Miyazaki a couple hits. His average though fell off completely at the end of the year. He's now 275 hitter. Schmidt win number 10. He might be the first double-digit pitcher we've got in terms of wins. Let me take a look at that. No, Gonsolin's up to 10, but not all those came with. Yeah, they all came with us. So he's been with us the whole season. So that's. I didn't realize that. So we got one 10-game winner on the pitching staff. Game 3, can we sweep them? Please, let's sweep them. We need this. No, we lose 2-3. So Devers flirting with 300. He finished. He's had a good close to the season. Santos, tough luck pitcher, man. 5 innings, 3 runs. You should be able to win every once in a while with those. So we're 79 and 80. We're gonna have to sweep them to finish above 500. This is sad. Game 1, it's not gonna be doable. It's done. So we're gonna have more than likely another losing season. Clevenger just really terrible, and Frisbee same in this one. Game 2, we do win 8-3. It's pretty decent offense from Devers, Luciano. Luciano, his average dipped a little bit. He finishes going to finish probably 240s. Sheffield, was he injured in this one? No, but he just had a bad outing. And then here's the closer for the season. Can we finish at 500? Yes, 3-0 shutout. Gosh, what a disappointing close. Ramos, 2 for 4. Arteaga, he looked pretty decent in his limited call-up there. Abram, strong here. I said he's not going to be a strikeout pitcher, but he gets 13. This guy right now rated 4 out of 5 overall potential from my scout. And OSA thinks he's got 4.5 potential. So this guy really, a 21st round draft pick. That doesn't happen too often, but hey, he's got really good upside, so I'm liking that. But this team, oh my gosh, it's been one of the hardest teams I've ever tried to win with in this game. There's not a whole lot of good news to go through here. I'm just going to click through it. Corey Seager, he's injured for the rest of the year. That's not good. Jordan Alvarez out. So Sacramento River Cats players retiring. That's not a big one. So Alex Verdugo wins batting title in the American League. Acuna Jr., almost a triple crown. He leads in home runs, average, but not in runs batted in. So we'll take a look at the standings here. So Toronto, Chicago, Minnesota, Houston, Los Angeles in a very competitive American League. No 100-game winners, only one 90-game winner in Chicago. So that's you got Cleveland, man, some tough luck teams here. Cleveland, Detroit, just barely out of the playoffs. Individually, Verdugo there, a good year. Guerrero, really great year. He's doing okay in this playthrough. I've seen him put up just, again, almost Acuna-like numbers like I was talking about. I've also seen him have a fairly mediocre career, to be honest, in this game with the ratings he has. But he is doing well here. He had a 19-game hitting streak. Pitching, you got Giolito leading in wins, strikeouts. Chris Sale leading in earned run average. So this is kind of unexpected because most of the playthroughs I have with him lately, he gets injured and he never recovers. He's injured every year, but he's still solid in this one. And then in the National League, you got Atlanta, Washington, Chicago, Dodgers, and Padres. Man, they were close. And we just could not do it. We finished 8 games out. Acuna, a great season from him. Like I say, he was 7 RBIs away from a triple crown. Pitching wise, Mitch Keller, now at Pittsburgh, he was I guess he's been at Pittsburgh this whole thing, but he led the league in ERA and wins above replacement. We had no one, as expected, in the leaderboards. We finished, I think we're probably going to be disappointed with the record. It actually is better than I thought, but we were 14 and 18 down the stretch. And those 2 months, it's crazy to think because, like I say, I think Simeon's numbers aren't that great, but I think we missed him. If I look at the lineups here, and Simmons is injured. I didn't know that. And he has a player option for next year. I would imagine at that salary he's going to pick it up. But Ramos wasn't that great down the stretch in September and October. October in 6 games he looked good, but being able to put Profar back there at right and having Simeon in there would have probably been a boost. Especially Simeon's defense is a little bit better than Profar's. I'm not going to say Profar was a bust. I just think it's going to be really tough to get good numbers out of anybody you put in the lineup here. Luciano struggled. He's even finished the year off cold. September and October, man, he was not good. And now he's listed as fragile. So that's almost a kiss of death. That young, and you're already showing injury problems. Man, this is a tough one. I say it over and over, I guess, but this is one of the more challenging. I'm surprised I've never really played San Francisco in this game because I do like the franchise and have liked watching them over the years, the run they had with some of the guys like Posey and all the guys that got them those World Series wins. I think it was like 2 or 3 there in the 2010s. But man, this is a hard team to compete with in this game with the ratings and the ballpark factor. So I will sim through the rest of the season here and then go through the playoffs and the awards. And I'll come back at free agency and just look at what we got, what we're going to have to do. I mean, financially, we're still in good shape. I think there's probably there's very limited free agents coming off this team. So we're not going to pick up a whole lot of money, I think, that way. So I guess, if you look at $60 million for free agents, I mean, maybe we could find 2 or 3 really big name players to help us out and flesh out the rest. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about Luciano now because of those injuries, and up and down the line, we do not have the offense. I really expect Miyazaki to go, and McKenna, who I picked up, I don't think he's ready to start. So I would probably need to pick up a center fielder. Depending on what Simmons does, shortstop. I'm hoping Simeon comes back healthy. We've got a few guys, I guess, in the minors who might be able. They're at least going to get looks in the spring, but I don't know how many guys we got right now in the high minors that are ready to compete. And man, look, Westbrook's my best pitching prospect outside of Abram. He's been injured this year, so he's a ways away. I think the pitching, I think we have some prospects and some young guys coming up that again, I think I can compete with the pitching we have. It's the offense. I've got to get some offense. But as always, I appreciate you guys sticking with me on this one. This one's going to be a long-term one, I feel. I don't think I can get them competitive next year unless we just have a really good offseason. But I appreciate the support, comments, likes, and I will see you next episode.